Welcome back. It is day 272 of a road to 2200. We're at 2081. Looks like we found somebody who has actually beaten us before. That's a little bit terrifying. And we have a Vienna. Maybe Vienna Gambit? No, they decide not to. Maybe Copycat. That'd be fun. But we're probably not going to see the Copycat. No, they go for D6. Interesting. I like to play with my F-pawn in these openings pretty much no matter what happens, because I like to get my knight out and play for the center or take and castle, have the open file. Here we need to develop our knight. We can't immediately push because, well, not this, but, you know, the queen's here. Now they might try to hold on to the pawn, and it could happen. It could happen. But okay, they're pinning me, rather. So I could castle. Or I could play for the center. And their whole idea is that they're going to take, forcing me to take with the pawn. So maybe we play d3. Or we can castle. d3 or castles is kind of what I'm thinking. Although, no matter what, they're going to try and play for this, I think. So I might need to go here, allow them to take, go here. Knight comes in, and then I guess I can capture, but there's a fork, so never mind. I'd have to come all the way back. Castles, knight in. I guess I can play d4. Takes. No, I can't do that. This check's too much of a problem. Here takes, knight in. I guess then I can play like queen here. No, I get forked. Don't do that. I could play queen d3 there. A little bit uncomfortable, but okay, let's go for this. We gotta be careful of the check, actually. This pawn's kind of an issue. Oh, they throw the check in to start. So if I go here, takes here, they jump in. I guess I can just play bishop back. They're just going to argue that they have a pawn up, I guess, which is factual. They do indeed. But if they long castle, I can win the pawn, potentially. I don't think it's so clear cut. They jump in with their knight, so yeah, we need to go back. And I mean, if they take, whatever. Let's push. We're threatening to win the pawn, so now they're going to play something like this. And then I guess I can try and undermine it with g3. g3 makes sense to me. If takes, king takes, we're perfectly fine with that. Now this pawn is weak. And we're not too concerned about really a whole lot here. If they castle, I can take. I also have the idea of playing like rook here with pressure on this pawn. You have to push. I can also play here. I can also just get my bishop out, which kind of forces them to take. So maybe let's do this. Let's get our bishop out so that I can move the rook if I need to. And after it takes, we have an immediate attack on this pawn. They might even... Okay, they decide to protect. Intriguing. Now, I'm going to bring the rook here. They throw that check in. But I think I can just step back with the king. And now they want to push, I guess, is their idea. Yeah, pushing is... Yeah, putting the bishop on this square and then pushing is very nice, actually. take at some moment. Here, I can also just plan to put my knight on this, or on my queen, or my bishop. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. On like this kind of square. Takes here, put the bishop in. And then I can always try to play for something like this. That's what I'm thinking. Get that bishop in here. If they step up, I'm just going to step back with the bishop, put the bishop on a good square, and then if they ever try to develop the knight, which I think the knight wanted to go here, controlling this square. Yeah. You hear me out. Oh, they just capture. Yes, that damages my pawn structure, but now we can start putting some pressure on this. At least I was thinking I could. The question is, do I want to... No, I can't really attack that again, can I? Let's push a4 and try to go a5. Because then they have to push, and then I can try to undermine them again. I'm going to let them take the bishop and just take with the rook. Or there could be an argument to take with the pawn. I don't think so, though. I don't think that makes sense. Yeah, rook takes for sure. I mean, they are up a pawn. Like, that is very true. They're just up a pawn. But I think we're a little bit more active with our rooks. Although admittedly, like, at the start of the game, we must have did something completely wrong because we were just always down a pawn. Now they're debating on taking, yeah, so they go there. So I could just double the rooks, attack this, kind of force them to go here, and then I'll just go back. And I mean, I personally am happy with a draw here. Takes, they're going to take with the rook, and then I'm going to play rook a1, or not. Interesting. What if I just play something like this? I could play here, and if takes, I have this, but check. They're gonna maybe potentially get in, but I should be okay. And then if they go here, they just blunder the pawn. So I think h4 is a good move here. Protects, maybe just king up. Just really trying to weaken their structure. But they take. So I'm gonna go here. Now, of course, there's check. Maybe I should play... Well, I don't want this to come in. But maybe I'm gonna infiltrate. I just can't play here because then check. But then king here. So we should be actually okay. Yeah, let's just play king h3. Yeah, but we just take the pawn. Okay. Yeah, they're attacking me, but I should be able to just protect this. Although, admittedly, I can't really move the rook, can I? Then check. Alright, let's go here. And then try to get this rook out of the game. Oh. That is a move that I missed. So check, king here. I mean, they're going to just check me forever, right? Is that their plan? Let's throw this check in. Now I have to be careful. Oh, because there's always checks on the back rank, isn't there? Check, here's checkmate. So here, check. King here, check. I have to go back. Here. Here, check. king up, check, I would take. So I have to go back. You have to go here. Now they can force a trade. They don't want to do that though. I guess they can go here. And then I have to play like rook h5. Or they just take the pawn, do the pin. That's very nice. Okay, let's take here then. And this is just winning. But they missed it. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm just completely lost. Shoot. I have to go here, otherwise they're just going to take my rook. Maybe I should have took and then went down the pawn there. Now they can just take. My king is cut off. I got nothing. There are ways to blunder. Like we could somehow maybe magically checkmate my opponent if I got like 3 moves in a row, but that is not how chess works. And my opponent has 4 minutes, so I don't think that's gonna work out. Now here, check, king here, check. I guess I could go here, but then check, king here. I mean, I gotta play for something. I don't want to let them have this check. They have this check, of course, but there is a threat of checkmate in one. If they are not careful here, but they can just like push a pawn, making room for their king, I think. But they could blunder checkmate. That would be funny. They can push the pawn. Yeah, they make room. Okay, so I have to go check. King here. I guess that's what they're going to play. And then maybe I go here. Threatening to just take here. Let's check. But they decide to do this. Now I can, if I go here, here. If I go here, they're going to go here. And then I'm just down 2 pawns. I think my best bet is to go for something like this. Take that. My king is here to stop the pawn. This is probably my best chance. They go there. But wait, check. Where they have to go here. I take. They get opposition though, don't they? King here. Takes. They have opposition again. Check. King here takes, king takes. They go here, here. They get to this square, I go here, yeah. No matter what, they're gonna get in. Is what it appears like, so I have to keep the rooks on the board. Bring the king down. Let's attack the rook. Staying in front of the pawn. Okay. King there. Let's go ahead and attack this. If they move the king back, I'll just go check again. They can probably just walk their king. No, that would blunder. Okay. Takes here. Ah, it's once again, they have opposition. But wait, I have check. Here we can take the pawn. I'm threatening to win the rook. Now there's just check. Oh, but they missed it. Let's keep that king out. I just need to move. I got no time. Check. Shoot. Yeah, we're just gonna lose. They just go here. No, they can't go there. Dang it, man. Dang it. Just king in. Or rook there. Push the pawn, push the pawn, push the pawn. Rook in. Yeah, okay. GG. Rough. Opponent played with a 77. I played with a 74. From the get-go, yeah, right here we should have just played d4, but what I was worried about was takes. I mean, if you take with the queen, they can take here. And then you just step back, right back. And then if takes, fair. Queen out. You could probably just short castle, or you don't have to trade. But okay, we got this position, and we're just down a pawn. And it's just kind of rough for the entire game. And then once we had this position, we should have played king f2 apparently. Because my king was just getting trapped, basically. I kind of missed that, and yeah. We could analyze that forever, but I just suck. Found Mr. Mojo. 2119. We have a Cairo Khan on the board. Advance, so we're going to play c3. Well, c5. c3 is the Cairo Khan, you idiot. No, c6 is. I don't know what's wrong with me. My chess sucks. I can't speak tonight. It is what it is. Let's go there. What? This feels kind of wrong. What if I just move my queen up here though? Like, we just protect. And I'm threatening to take. And just win the center pawn. Okay, but they pin me. But I can just take, and now you have to damage your pawn structure. This feels very, very bad for my opponent. And now I can already play like this, but then they're gonna go here. So let's maybe first tempo the queen. Okay, but they go there. I mean, their pawn structure is so much worse. I have checking ideas, but then they would just block. So here. It's kind of what I'm thinking. We just get rid of our backwards pawn. They're obviously going to take, but then I take with check, actually. Maybe that's better than actually just taking the pawn, because I think we're going to win that pawn. Take. Hanging my queen. Oh my gosh. Hanging the bishop, hanging everything. Yep. That happened. We just had a crushing position. But we hung the queen. Okay. Second game. We got a Cairo Khan. And yes, I'm just joking. I'm leaving that in there, of course. Let's play the von Hennig. We got bishop to c4 and then f3. Takes, knight takes. Most common blunder. Bishop g4 here. They don't blunder. We castle. And now the move is knight to g5. Bishop g6 is the best move. And here we're supposed to sacrifice. So let's go ahead and sack the bishop. And then we take with the knight. Queen d7. Bishop g5. And then if they take, we first take the knight and then pin the queen. This is technically the best way to play for black. But it's tricky. And a lot of people might blunder here. They cannot move the bishop because we just take this. Yeah, so they step up with their queen. Now we bring out our bishop. We say, oh no, my knight. And it's very key that if they take, we don't play rook e1 first because they have knight here or something like that. They have something to get out. So we take. And I mean, this is hanging now. No, it's not. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. I believe maybe we play either here or here. One of those two moves. Queen to e2 seems pretty logical. Threatening discoveries. Queen e2 castles is not possible to do to this. So maybe I just go here. They take. King over. Yeah, let's just go for this. Actually, if they take, I have discovered check. And then we can get our other rook involved into the game. And yes, we're down a piece for a pawn, but this is indeed how we play. Their king is not safe. They cannot the castle, threatening to have discoveries. If they play here, I mean, then I just go back probably with check. And then if they were to play here, there's a fork, so they gotta be careful. It's a tricky position. King here is probably the best way, and then I can go check, utilizing the pin. And then we have all kinds of checking ideas along this diagonal. Yeah, but now we go check. And then we go check. And you have to step here. I mean, we have another check. And then if you step onto this diagonal, I can just get my other rook involved. But I want to be careful of this. Maybe I play knight here, knight takes. Jumping the knight in makes sense because this is pinned. But knight check also makes sense. Actually, if I go rook here, I'm threatening to just go check because they can't step onto these diagonals. And then if they go here, then we would have some kind of discovered check to pick up like material. Maybe we just get a rook involved. Let's just bring our rook into the game. I guess that, no, it doesn't really give them time to go here. Just still check. And if they go here, I just take because of the pin. They can't even play this. It's pretty brutal, actually. I even have knight b5 because if takes, check, maybe. Okay, but we start with check, I think. No, wait. I just said that. We have knight b5, and if pawn takes, check. If you go back, I just take. This square is cut off. This square is cut off. Yeah, that's just a free knight. Or that's just a free pawn. We can sacrifice the knight because after takes, there's a check. And utilizing all these pins, they're just completely beat. That is just a checkmate. GG. No, checkmate in 2. Bishop back. Due to the pin. My opponent resigns. GG. We got our points back. That last game was... It didn't happen. It didn't happen, okay? We get a nice von Hennig here. Knight in. This is theory. Develop. Now, the whole point of this is after takes, we take here. And then, you know, if they take, we go rook here. They take. And this is supposed to be better for the black pieces. But my opponent decided not to do that, and they played this. And we should play queen g4 here, apparently. Knight here. And then we just bring the other rook. That makes sense. But I didn't think that this was all that bad. But apparently king here, I was going to go check. But the king runs. Check. King up. Bring the rook. What if they just play rook here? Then we have queen getting out of the way. Knight here. Fair enough. They're able to get their king safe, but they went to the wrong side. And here we should develop the knight. Takes king over. Queen. This diagonal looks terrible. Okay, here you can't do that. Check, and I thought this was pretty good, but we have this nice knight b5. Instead of that, we should just jump our knight in, and if takes, I was going to take back like this, and apparently that's not even the right way. We just have checkmate in one. Yeah, right. Right, of course. Kind of forgot that there was a mating idea here. But, you know, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. We played so bad in that second game, but it happens, you know. What goes up must come down, and this is our typical fall down after reaching a new peak. We're already down 50 points from our all-time peak, but hopefully we stabilize near this top range of the 2000s. If not, whatever. We're just out here playing chess and having fun with it, and I hope you guys also enjoyed the video. Drop a like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow.